Tick tock, what's happening? What's happening? Yeah, but it's crazy, man. You know, before I got into trucking, I never really understood the truck life and understand trucks in general. And but since I've been trucking for over 3 years now, you know, I learned a lot. Um, no longer being on the outside, but you know, being on the inside. Since I'm a trucker, but one thing I will say, and I just want you guys to know this, is that there's certain things the average person doesn't know, meaning people that drive cars on the street and the freeway. Um, First thing, when you drive onto the freeway or the highway, do not drive onto the freeway or highway at a slow speed. Make sure that you press the gas pedal and build up enough speed before you hit that highway or that freeway, especially if you see a truck that you can see in your side view mirror. So come on strong onto the highway and the freeway. That is the biggest pet peeve and the biggest thing that us truck drivers hate more so than anything else, is that a car is creeping up on a highway, on the freeway. Now, you guys don't know, but when you're driving these semi trucks, you cannot make a complete stop. The reason being is because we have a bunch of weight on the back of us. 30,000, 25,000, 40,000 pounds. So if we see you coming, most likely what we will do as truck drivers, we will take our foot off the gas pedal and let you just speed right ahead in front of us. But when you creep in and you slowly taking your time, then it makes it harder on us, because now we're trying to stop or slow down even though we're going 75 miles per hour. So when you come on a highway or freeway, anyone who's driving cars, make sure that you pick up speed. Don't just creep onto the highway or the freeway. That's how you cause accidents. Another thing, as a person who drives cars, never try to drive alongside of a semi truck. The reason being, now if you have 5 lanes, right, say it's 5 lanes of freeway or whatnot, and you say I'm in the 3rd lane, you're in the 4th lane, and you're driving alongside my semi truck, I would suggest and advise that you go over to the next lane over. The main reason why I say that is because I've had quite a few blowouts, tire blowouts. And when those tires blow out, the rubber is flying everywhere. Matter of fact, I just recently had one a few days ago. And I'll tell you like this, the damn mud flat bar just totally was taken off because I had a blowout on the driver's side on the 2nd row, the inner tire. So you don't want to be a car that's driving alongside a semi truck and a truck has a blowout, which can cause, and that blowout and that rubber hits your car and you lose control of your car, right? Because you can have a blowout with the tractor tire, or you can have a blowout with the trailer tires. So to avoid all trouble, right? To avoid all trouble, the best thing to do is try to not drive alongside a semi, and if you are near a semi, make sure you on the further lane over. Don't drive alongside of it. Another thing is, don't drive slow in front of a semi truck. If you're going to drive in front of a semi truck, make sure that you have at least about 200 feet. Because if anything happens, right, you don't want to put yourself in a situation. Like I said earlier, we cannot just stop on a dime. You can't just stop, right? So to make sure that you're safe, because if something happens and you have to make a complete stop, and we have 30,000, 40,000 pounds, right? Boom, that truck is trying to slow down. Now, as a truck driver, we supposed to be looking at least 200 feet ahead. Our head is constantly on a swivel. We should be constantly looking at our side view mirrors. Should be looking what's in front of us. We should be looking at our GPS to see if any traffic is slowing down. But this is life. Shit happens. Things happen unexpectedly, right? So, like I said, if you drive in front of a truck, don't drive slow either. Don't be hitting your brakes or whatever. Basically what I'm saying, all in all, just don't try to drive around a semi-truck, because there's a lot of bad things that can potentially happen. You know, my motto and what I live by is that I try to avoid trouble at all costs, right? You don't have to tell me. If somebody tell me something once or bring something to my attention, and if it makes sense, I say, you know what, I'm not going to do that. So this is why I'm making this public announcement for the people who really do not understand the dangers of driving alongside tractor trailers or trucks. And so I'm just trying to give you guys some insight on what to look out for, what to watch out for. But at the end of the day, the best thing to do is just stay the fuck away from semi trucks. Straight up. That's it. Just stay away from them. Another thing too, when you're in the street, when you're at a red light, and you sitting there in your car, and that light turns green, and you see a semi truck coming down the street, make sure, even though that light turned green, make sure that that truck that you see that's supposed to stop at this red light because your light just turned green, make sure that that truck slows down and makes a complete stop before you just take the green light. Because another thing, sometimes the brakes can go out on a semi truck. The guy that's driving the truck, he thought maybe he didn't slow down, and because he didn't slow down, he or she didn't slow down, it's hard for him to make the stop, so he may have to run through that red light. So I'm just trying to help you guys to be more basically self-aware of what's going on, not just you driving a car, but just give y'all some insight on y'all need to be paying close attention to these motherfucking semi trucks. And I will also say, the people that I'm not really concerned about, the people that I'm concerned about, I'm concerned about the drivers, the people that drives the cars. But what I have learned since I've been out here for 3 years, that some of the worst drivers are the truck drivers. So there it is in a nutshell. Truck life. Until next time.